There you go.
I want to give Linda L a big shout out. Thank you for being a Patreon, and just thank you for letting her create all this goodness for me to eat. So I win, and we're wishing you the best in your endeavors. And again, thank you.
Now on with the show. Hey, this video is going to be about making your own breakfast sausage. Something me and my husband's learned eating this way is we don't like a whole lot of pork products, but we do like bacon. It's just if we have pork loins, things like that, they tend to be too salty. You know, it causes swelling and inflammation. So most of our stuff is made with beef. So right here I have a beef roast that's about 1.8 pounds, and this is 4 slices of thick bacon. I usually look for a beef roast that has good veining and fat in it. So what I'm going to do is chop this up. I'm going to put it in this bowl, and then I grind it myself, and I do certain seasonings in it. So that this way, also making it at home, I know what's in my sausage. So I'm going to cut this up, show y'all what it looks like after it's cut up, and then we'll start on the seasoning. Just a side note is, if you don't want to grind your own meat, that's fine. Just buy already ground hamburger meat, and you can still use this recipe, put the seasonings in there, and you'll have a fantastic breakfast sausage. I'll be right back. Alright, so this is it cut up. You can see I just put it in cubes so it'll fit in my grinder. And as soon as I get done giving the dogs a treat, then we'll start on the seasoning. So if y'all want to meet my doggies, come on guys. Come on. And this is them. And watch how good they are. Midair. Look at that. It was kind of a gristly part, so I'd rather recycle it and give it to the dogs. Alright, so let's go to the seasonings. So obviously you need to know your body. You need to know if you like spice before you do your seasonings. This is what I use. I'll use a teaspoon of coriander, a teaspoon of sage, a teaspoon of parsley, a half a teaspoon of black pepper, half a teaspoon of crushed red peppers, a half a teaspoon of cumin, and this is my Redmond's real salt. I keep it in a garlic shaker, but I'll be doing half a teaspoon of this as well. And I'm going to put it in the bowl so I can mix it around before I mix it in that mixture. So I'll be right back with you. Alright, I've got the seasonings in a bowl, so I'm going to mix that up really good. Making sure it's, you know, any lumps are taken out of it and it's mixed up really good. Because I want this to all blend together as good as possible, and for every bite of this sausage to have the flavoring in it. Alright, so I just did that. I'm going to sprinkle it over this. And you can use a spoon or you can use your hand, it's up to you, but you want to mix all of this really good together. So I'm going to put the camera down while I do that, and I'll be right back with you. Alright, so let me expand this. I've got my meat right here. I've got my KitchenAid blender, which I got this like last November for like $200 at Best Buy. They had a fantastic deal. I highly advise getting one of these. There are cheaper ones you can get that have a grinding attachment, but for that price for a KitchenAid, I couldn't resist. But I've got a cheapy grinder that I got off of Amazon, and this is the box for it if anybody wants to look it up. I used this grinding plate. It's the medium one. It works the best. I just grind it one time and it's done. So what I'll be doing, let me move this box. What I'm going to be doing is basically shoving the meat down this hole and then taking this plastic thing and tamping it down. And then it's all going to fall into this bowl. So let me turn this on. And I'm going to start putting meat in there, and you'll see it coming out the front. See, already coming. And since I've already got all the seasonings in there, that seasoning's going to be in almost every piece of sausage. So this will be pattied out and made into yummy, yummy stuff. can see it falling in there. So I will be back with you when this is done. Alright, so I have ground that. That's about 2 pounds of meat. And I put bacon in it because you always want that fat in there, especially when you're frying sausage. It just keeps it from drying out, keeps it really moist and tender. But this is what 2 pounds of ground beef with seasoning looks like. So what I'm going to do before I cook anything with this, it's going to go in the fridge overnight. I'm going to cover it up and let all those flavors kind of melt together in the ground beef. So it'll just go in the fridge and rest. In the morning, I can make sausage patties with it for breakfast. I can make sausage gravy with it. You know, there's a ton of things you can make with breakfast sausage. If you wanted to make carnivore pizza, yeah, anything you want. It's excellent. And like I said, you don't have to go through the extra effort of grinding it yourself. I like doing it, but if you buy some ground beef, mix those seasonings in with it, you've got your breakfast sausage. If you don't mind eating pork, put those seasonings in it, get some ground pork, you got breakfast sausage that you know doesn't have the sugars and the other bad stuff in it. So you kind of control what goes in it. So I hope y'all enjoyed this video. Like and like my channel, subscribe if you want to. I got some links down below in the description that might be helpful to you guys. I'll put the measurements in the description as well for the spices. And the spices I did was per 2 pounds of meat. So just remember that when you're using it. And I hope y'all enjoyed the video. Thanks. Bye-bye.